Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use a swap nodon to show a high score. If you want to know more about the swap nodon, check the video at the end. Let's get started. This tutorial consists of first, explaining the current game, second, restarting the game with a swap nodon, third, sending the score from the previous round, fourth, sending the high score only. Step 1. Explaining the current game. Firstly, let me explain the current game. This is the multiplication game. You get the score by answering the correct answer. Right now, the game just ends itself and it does not show the high score. Secondly, let's go take a look at the programmer screen. Here, at the middle, we have a number nodon for showing the high score. Now it does not have any inputs, but don't worry, we will add an input later. On the right, you can see the counter that stores the score. It sends the score value to wormhole entrance S, which stands for score. On the left, there is a counter that stores how much time is left. When the timer has reached 0, we show the party popper effect. And after 3 more seconds, we will end the game. Step 2. Restarting the game with a swap nodon. Here we have to replace the end game nodon with the swap game nodon. We need a swap game nodon instead of a retry nodon because we need to read the value sent from the previous round. The retry nodon does not support that. As you can see, there is no output from the retry nodon. So when we are ready to start a new round, we have to send a value to the swap nodon to restart the game. But don't forget to go to the swap nodon settings. Swap type, select keyword. Swap target keyword and game keyword must be the same. In this case, I'm going to use the keyword as high. For the transition appearance, I'm going to use without title. Okay, let's close it. As you can see, the new round will automatically start, but we still have no high score from the previous round. Step 3, we are going to send a score from the previous round. Let's send the swap game nodon output to the number nodon for a debugging purpose. The swap nodon output is always 1 because we only send 1 to its input. The 1 is from this timer. Instead of 1, we need to send the current score. So, add a wormhole output S. Multiply it with the timer value. Send it to the swap game nodon. With this, the score from the previous round will be sent. We only see the score from the previous round, not the high score. But we will do that in the last step. In the last step, we are going to send a high score. Instead of sending the current score, we need to send the maximum value between the current score and the swap nodon's output. So remove this link and then copy this swap game nodon. There are 2 cases. Case 1, the current score is greater than the swap nodon's output. In this case, we have to use the current score. So, use multiplication here. The input 1 will be 1 when this condition is true. And the input 2 is the current score. If the current score is greater than the high score, this will output 1, and 1 times the current score is the current score. But what if the current score is less than or equal to the high score? In this case, we have to use the high score output. So we have to multiply this condition with high score output. And because the value that we need to send to the swap game nodon can be one of these 2, I'm going to add a plus nodon here. And then plus them all together. We have to send this into the swap nodon when the timer reaches 0. Alternatively, you can save 3 nodons here if you use this equation. However, there is one bug. As you can see, the game does not swap itself when the current score and high score is 0. That's because the swap game nodon is only activated when the input is not 0. That means when both the current score and the high score is 0, we have to use retry nodon instead. Let's add a retry nodon first. When should we call this retry nodon? We should call this retry nodon when the 3 seconds here has passed and the output here is 0. So here we need AND condition. And one of the condition is that the 3 seconds have passed. Another condition is that here is 0. To check that, I'm adding a not nodon. So when this is 0, this will output 1. And yeah, we will call the retry nodon. Let's test. Yeah, so now the game will swap itself. And it will also send a high score. That's all for today's tutorial. Hope you enjoyed the first tutorial of the year. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you this coming Saturday for GPT live stream. Bye!